Oh, alright, so the last time I was recording or whatever, I ended up messing up the schematic, you know what I'm saying? Ended up repositioning it accidentally, you know what I'm saying? Trying to position it through the lag or whatever. So I'm gonna try a different strategy this time, you know what I'm saying? So this time, what we're gonna do is place our schematic up here, right? And then we're gonna shift it downwards to where it needs to go. And I'm not gonna extend the pattern out yet. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to right click to, you have to scroll wheel to extend it all the way across the entire base, right? So I'm gonna align it first, and then I'm gonna set up all the deployers, right? Let's see, it needs to go over one more block. That looks right there. Let's bring it down, and that's good right there. All right, so now hopefully I can do this without all the lag and just reset these up. Actually, let's clear the slot filters first. And there's no easy way to do this. Like I said, I had a whole system, a whole schematic inserter to do this for me. You know what I'm saying? But the issue was I have to basically mirror this entire build as far as all of the deployers. And when I try to pick it up as a car contraption, it looked at every single block that was in there as a block that was part of the contraption, and I wasn't able to pick it up. And it was a reliable method with modular routers to do that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll go back and look at it again, but for the most part, right now, it's useless. Which kind of pissed me off, or whatever, because it took me a lot of time to actually set that up. You know what I'm saying? So this is the full top side right here, just about done. And now I got to do the bottom side. Let's do this top layer first. It's easier to do the top side than the bottom side, that's why I did the top side first. But when I set up the schematic or whatever, I'm gonna set up the bottom side first and then do the top side. You know what I'm saying? And before I tried to speed run this, just by holding right click, and I ended up messing up one of the deployers. You know what I'm saying? Doing it that way. So now I have to sit here and actually physically click everything, which is extremely tedious. You know what I'm saying? But it's the only way to actually get it done. You know what I'm saying? Unless I could come up with a better system. You know what I'm saying? I did have an alternative method to put all of these schematics into the filter slots, and that's using more deployers. You know what I'm saying? And just have them right click the filter slots, but I need to actually design I need to design a working design to actually accomplish that properly. You know what I'm saying? Because the issue is going to be the timing, redstone timing or whatever, because you need enough time to allow the schematic to pass through the pipe system or however you're going to set it up to the next deployer. You know what I'm saying? And let that deployer right click the deployer's filter slot. You know what I'm saying? And then pass the schematic to the next deployer and still have enough time and all these deploys move in unison. You know what I'm saying? When you make them as a device or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could offset it. Now that I think about it, with I don't even know what you call that block. It looks like a clutch, but it's not a clutch. You know what I'm saying? But it allows you to a gear shift. It allows you to reverse the direction and just simply basically stagger it. Have one deployer and then a gear shift and then the next deployer. You know what I'm saying? And it'll alternate. You know what I'm saying? How it moves or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But again, I will have to go into a creative world and set that up. You know what I'm saying? I could try to do it on the fly, but I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back and very carefully not try to mess this up. You know what I'm saying? That what I did. I didn't have this issue the first time, but I recognized that the first time I set the first print up. But I got lucky there. You know what I'm saying? That was my first time setting that up. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to set that one up manually as well. It's easier when you're not when the game isn't moving at 1 to 2 frames per second. You know what I'm saying? When I scroll wheel down, this is gonna drag this pattern across the entire base, and that's what's gonna give me all the lag. But yeah, I like showing the real, actual, visceral process of doing all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I chop up my videos is because our videos come out to be multiple gigs, and you don't want to upload multiple gigs to YouTube. And then encoding multiple gigs is probably going to take you 2 to 3 times longer than the actual length of the video to encode. You know what I'm saying? And these are already in standard MP4. You know what I'm saying? According to the NVIDIA app. You know what I'm saying? But I like the NVIDIA app because it's a little bit more features. You know what I'm saying? There's like some kind of audio algorithm that whatever mic that you're using makes it sound a little bit more professional. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had a professional headset. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a Shure microphone, the legendary Shure brand. You know what I'm saying? Shure. You know what I'm saying? Same mic that Michael Jackson used, Elvis used, even though I don't care about Elvis, and a lot of other celebrities. You know, it's very legendary microphone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they have a couple of headsets, but I haven't seen any wired headsets. Everything that I've seen was wireless, and I don't like wireless anything really like that. You know what I'm saying? Also, I'm playing around with the idea of actually making high effort videos and getting to the editing thing and all that. You know, so I know how to edit as well. You know what I'm saying? I haven't done it in years, so it's just another skill that I have to you know flex a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get back into the groove or whatever. I don't know if I am. I don't know if I'm not gonna do that because editing is gonna take a little bit of time. But I do have a video idea or a way, well, actual formula on the way I want to do my videos. You know what I'm saying? This raw footage is just, it's low effort, but it isn't time consuming like sitting down and trying to edit a full video or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the idea that I have is because I've been basically connected with this community for over a decade at this point, and that means watching LPs, you know what I'm saying, watching tutorial videos and everything else, live streams and everything else for years and years and years. Know all them, just about all the major content creators, and there's a pattern with the content creators. You know what I'm saying, and low key, I still want to watch content on MC, but I want to see something actually different or done a different way. And I haven't seen it done in years. There was a small YouTuber back in the days who actually added like lo-fi hip hop, you know what I'm saying, to his videos. And this is way back in the day, like I want to say like maybe like 110 or something like that or whatever. And ever since he came out, with that particular video series. It was a short-lived series or whatever, but a lot of content creators started actually copying his style. You know what I'm saying? I noticed everybody started doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was different. It was something fresh. You know what I'm saying? You still looking at the same content, but it was just edited a different way. You know what I'm saying? And I have a style. Me being me, I don't like copying anybody. I always like setting the precedent. You know what I'm saying? Like starting the trend, not actually following one. You know what I'm saying? So, and this entire game is about creativity anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I always like to stay me and being myself or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, when's the last time you seen an actual African American playing technical Minecraft? It's like almost non-existent. You know what I'm saying? I seen black people play, and it used to be a thing one time. You know what I'm saying? People were shocked by it, like, black people actually play Minecraft or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I need to check the video length. Yeah, and so I seen a couple of black people play Minecraft, but never technical Minecraft. You know what I'm saying? That has to do with redstone and engineering and everything, automation and all that, everything that I do. I never seen anybody actually do that. You know what I'm saying? So when I started actually making videos, I started making videos like 10, 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, there were no black people really on Twitch like that. I didn't see any streamers on Twitch. I didn't see any YouTube content, anything like that or whatever. This is way before Casanat and all that, and the streaming thing and all that with the younger kids and all that. You know what I'm saying? I show speed and all that way before they even existed. This is before Amp. What's the kid name? You know what I'm saying? Because he's from the Bronx. That's how I ended up finding out about them. They're all from New York. You know what I'm saying? Good chunk of them from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Phantom was the first kid that I seen from Amp or whatever, and that's when I found out, I was like, I never seen it before. You know what I'm saying? And they're talking realistically. They're not trying to hide anything, trying to color code. You know what I'm saying? Trying to sound like anybody else. They sounding like themselves or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was on the internet like years before they even came out. You know what I'm saying? Didn't run it up the same way they did because I didn't put the same amount of effort into it as that. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to do it because I just wanted to archive what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Just have, some kind of archive of what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot the actual point to what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like to just be original. You know what I'm saying? I have an original idea for editing a video or how to edit content specifically for MC. You know what I'm saying? Automation content for MC. You know what I'm saying? And I want to exercise that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I went and I was about to get DaVinci Resolve. You know what I'm saying? I used it back in the day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I used to use what was the program back in the day? Cause I was on a Mac or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Final Cut. I used to use Final Cut back in the day or whatever. That's how I actually learned it. You know what I'm saying? Video editing isn't even that hard. You know what I'm saying? Cause I do music production. So if you used to any kind of a DAW, you know what I'm saying? Or using a DAW, you know what I'm saying? Which is not even that difficult. It's not as difficult as it seems. You know what I'm saying? You can edit a video. It's very easy. You know what I'm saying? DAWs meaning like Fruity Loops, Reason, Pro Tools, stuff like that. You know, those are all DAWs. You know what I'm saying? DAWs, DAW, Digital Audio Workstations or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I was just about to get that or whatever, and then I seen somebody talk about KDE. You know what I'm saying? I'm very familiar with Linux as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm like a hood nerd or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I was really in the street for real. You know what I'm saying? But I really into very intelligent things as well. You know what I'm saying? But I knew about Linux, so you start saying Linux and uh Linux and Unix, you know what I'm saying? KDE, Fedora, you know what I'm saying? Ubuntu and all that. You really you're a computer nerd, you know what I'm saying? So I was into all of that. I was into different distributions and all that, you know what I'm saying? Getting different distributions. All of this when I was in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? I was just into it, you know what I'm saying? I was into Red Hat, you know what I'm saying? Red Hat Linux, you know what I'm saying? If you know about that, that's like a hacking distro, you know what I'm saying? And so I was familiar with it, you know what I'm saying? But the program that I'm talking about is native to KDE. It's called Kden Live. or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then I read the reviews on it. It says very low on resources. You know what I'm saying? Very low CPU footprint or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So no, it's KDE non-linear video editor. You know what I'm saying? And basically has the same functionality as what you would normally see from a video editor. You know what I'm saying? I forgot which one is the industry standard that most people use. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's not Adobe Premiere anymore. It's something else. I forgot what it was. No, it's DaVinci. DaVinci's kind of morphed into this industry standard or whatever for film and all that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but when I looked at a lot, what I forgot about is that it uses a lot of it's very CPU intensive or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you need like a supercomputer basically to use it effectively. You know what I'm saying? Even though you can get it on any what's the name, but Kden Live is more for lower end PCs and just regular PCs and personal PCs just in general or whatever. So I got KDE installed it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't turned it on. Whatever. I'm gonna take a second and sit down and actually learn it. You know what I'm saying? And I might end up going back to making music as well. You know, I haven't made music in a couple of years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, one of my friends or whatever, real heavy on trying to ask me to make music or whatever again. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah. So this is all set up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So now I just gotta extend this across the thing. So I have to go to clone mode or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The way I did this before, because I was trying to figure out how to do it. You gotta control scroll wheel. You know what I'm saying? To do it. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't do anything. Control scroll wheel up. I know it did something because I just let me look at the controls again. Cloning the current facing direction. Clone on selected surface. Alright, so I need to be back here. Yeah, so I know it's doing something. Yeah, I did extend it. I did extend it. Yeah, I did extend it. Alright, so when I set this up, you can see my frame rate is already taking a hit. We're just gonna do this multiple times. And I don't know how far that went. Hopefully it went to the end of the base or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we'll find out in a minute. Like, so all this is detached, all this is disconnected or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let's check. We on 18 minutes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The video and all that. You know what I'm saying? And we cut it off right here, and then come back, and then give it the test run again.